My name is Ariane. I am a luxury travel advisor based in Vancouver, Canada, and today is cruise day. I am so excited to be boarding the Cunard Line Queen Elizabeth for Alaska out of Vancouver. So I am now all packed up, ready to go. I'm actually bringing my grandmother with me for this trip. She did a little bit of a cameo in my Rocky Mountaineer video, but yeah, she was able to join me for this trip, so it's going to be a fun cruise, I think. We are going to 2 new ports that I haven't been to before. This is my 5th Alaska cruise, but I've never been to Icy Point Strait or Sitka, so really excited to see what those ports are all about. So I am now heading down, as I said, to the Canada Place, which is the cruise port in Vancouver. So let's get going. We'll see you there.
Once we arrived to Canada Place, we dropped our luggage and checked in. We then cleared security and US Customs before finally boarding Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. The Queen Elizabeth has a guest capacity of 2,081 guests and 911 crew members. Once we were on board, our key cards were waiting for us in our stateroom door. My grandmother and I had a Britannia Balcony cabin on deck 5 in the forward area of the ship. Let's show you our stateroom. The Britannia Balcony Staterooms are a great size, and we did ask for our beds to be made up separately. As the sailing took place on June 24th to July 1st, 2022, masks were still being recommended to be worn on board. The desk space was quite sufficient and featured plugs from the UK, Europe, and also North American outlets. We also had a mini fridge, a drawer with a hairdryer, and also a kettle with tea. The balcony was also quite spacious with reclining chairs and also a small side table. There was also a small couch and a coffee table in our stateroom, as well as a full-length mirror. We also had to watch our safety briefing on our television before we checked into our muster station. There was plenty of closet space with enough room for both of us to totally unpack, and the safe was large enough to fit a laptop. Also, there were smaller closets down below, and also this full-length closet, which also featured the Cunard robes and slippers. The bathroom was a bit snug for the size of the cabin. It did feature a granite countertop with storage space for amenities on either side of the sink and more storage on the shelf under the sink. The shower had a shower curtain, which of course I really don't like them. I wish that they would just be glass enclosures, and it also had a retractable clothes drying line. The amenities that they include are penhaligons, which were really nice. It was then time to head up to the Lido deck to find some lunch. On our way there, we passed by the Pavilion Pool, which is the main pool with 2 whirlpools on either side. We passed through the garden lounge, which was a enclosed conservatory space, which was very comfortable. This space was utilized quite often for live music and also things such as trivia. We then had lunch at the Lido restaurant, which is the buffet on board Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. I also take this time to check out the daily program and see what's happening on our first day on board. If you will be visiting Vancouver on a Alaska cruise, I've actually linked a Vancouver playlist in the description box down below. This was just a small sampling of some of the lighter options that they offer before you get to the main buffet area in the Lido restaurant. They also have the Lido Pizzeria, and the pizzas are made fresh and change every day. After a light lunch, it was time to keep exploring the ship. So we headed out, still on deck 9, to the very aft of the ship where the Lido Pool was. This is another great spot to enjoy, and there were an additional 2 whirlpools here as well. The Britannia restaurant is the main dining room on board Cunard's Queen Elizabeth. You either have 2 seatings, so there is an early seating and a late seating. Unfortunately, we were stuck with the late seating, which was at 8 o'clock at night, which was a little bit late for my grandmother, so be sure when you do book to request your seating time as early as possible. Next up was Cafe Corinthia. This was a beautiful bar located midship. They also served some espresso drinks here in addition to bar service. Then there was the amazing grand lobby, which you will find directly midship. This art piece was actually made of inlaid wood, and it was so stunning to look at. Once you make your way forward on deck 2, you'll come across the small casino on board. We then checked out the Mareel spa and thermal suite up on deck 9 forward. The thermal suite on board Cunard's Queen Elizabeth includes access to this therapy pool, a relaxation area, heated tiled loungers, steam room, and also a sauna in the locker rooms. The fitness center on board Cunard's Queen Elizabeth was quite impressive, and all the equipment was quite new and in good working order. They also offer fitness classes and also personal training sessions at an additional cost. They also have a full hair and nail salon available on board. As a luxury travel advisor, my clients typically receive added benefits when booking vacations, hotel stays, and cruises through me. I'd love to work with you as your travel advisor if you don't already have one. You can contact me using the link found in the description box down below. It was then time to head upstairs and enjoy the sail away from outside. Soon after, we were off. As we left Vancouver, I realized that Cunard was definitely a different type of cruise line. The reason I say that is, for the first time, I had a narrated experience as we were leaving Vancouver, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. So the naturalist on board was actually narrating as we were leaving Vancouver, saying the history of the different things that we were seeing, the history of Stanley Park, the Lions Gate Bridge. And for someone who's never visited Vancouver before, I thought that this was fantastic for those visiting and experiencing Vancouver for the first time. I had, again, never experienced this before on any other cruise line, so I knew that Cunard was definitely going to be a special cruise from this point on. We had absolutely amazing weather from our sail away from Vancouver. It's always such a joy to sail under the Lions Gate Bridge. It was then time to head back to our stateroom, get ready for dinner, and toast to a wonderful voyage ahead. After enjoying the scenery from our balcony for a little while before dinner, we then decided to explore the ship a little bit more and check out the shops now that they had been opened. Our late dinner seating every night was for the Britannia restaurant. For dinner tonight, I had the risotto of wild mushroom, followed by the medallions of pork fillet, and a vanilla cheesecake for dessert. We also had petit fours, which were ginger and chocolate-covered mint, which was delicious. After dinner, we went to the Royal Court Theatre on Deck 2 Forward to catch the late showing of Be Our Guest.
Hi friends, so I am now back in our balcony stateroom here on the Queen Elizabeth. We had such a great first day boarding the ship. I really actually enjoyed the entertainment. We went to the Royal Court Theatre. Unfortunately, I couldn't film. I did respect, they did say that there wasn't allowed any filming or photos. So I did respect that, but I really suggest if you are into musicals and things like that, definitely check out the first show called Be Our Guest. I really enjoyed it. They did a little bit from The Greatest Showman and a few other renditions of some musicals and kind of some popular songs as well, which, yeah, it was a great show. So we did catch the late show that was at 10 o'clock p.m. A little bit late for my grandma, but we are back in our stateroom. I have the Cunard robe on, and it is again now time to call it a night. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this first episode here on Cunard Line's Queen Elizabeth. And we have a sea day tomorrow, so definitely hit that subscribe button down below because there are some episodes coming up over the next few weeks. So thank you again so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!